WTOK-TV, this is News Center 11.
An eyewitness describes the terrifying moments during the shooting in downtown Demopolis yesterday.
And the target of that shooting, District Attorney Greg Griggers, talks about what happened as police update that investigation.
News Center 11 at 6 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Candace Barnett.
And I'm Lindsay Hall. West Alabama's district attorney tells his version of events after he was shot yesterday outside his office in broad daylight.
Police have also revealed more information about what may have motivated the shooter to try and kill Greg Griggers. Perry Robinson begins coverage of our top story tonight. He is live in Demopolis, where the DA wrapped up a press conference about an hour ago. Perry?
Candace and Lindsay, District Attorney Greg Griggers just spoke with media members a short time ago, and his overall message was short and concise, but he did want to let people know that he is alive and well. Now, earlier today, we did talk with Police Chief Tommy Reese, and he gave us additional information about the shooting. The shooter, former State Trooper Steve Smith Jr., allegedly parked his car across the street where I'm standing right now and ambushed the District Attorney. 2 law enforcement officers were on scene and chased Smith down an alley. That's when Smith was shot and killed. The chief says investigators are still working on a possible motive. We talked to DA Griggers' longtime friend and business partner, Judge Woody Denning. The judge said Smith and Griggers did not know each other, but we will show you soundbite from earlier in the presser on DA Griggers and how he is feeling now after being released from the hospital.
Just to put some of the speculation and rumors to rest, I'm good. I'll be back to work Monday. I've got full faith and confidence in Captain Roberts. He'll get to the bottom of what this thing's about. He does a good job, always has, and I've got every confidence in him that he'll get to the bottom of this as well. Meantime, we'll go back to doing what we do.
The Alabama State Bureau of Investigation is handling the case. And again, back to the presser that was held just a few minutes ago, they didn't give us any other information outside of what was given to us yesterday from the press conference that was right outside where I'm standing at on yesterday evening. But they did say they will continue to keep us updated on any other information that will come from this case. Reporting from Demopolis, Perry Robinson, News Center 11.
Perry, thanks a whole lot. We appreciate that reporting.
Well, the shooting is still the talk of the town in West Alabama. Many folks still in a state of shock and disbelief. Local business owner Thomas Culpepper tells News Center 11 he witnessed much of the shooting. Culpepper says he was getting into his truck when he saw the suspect, Steve Smith, running down the alleyway. Culpepper says he was hit by a bullet that ricocheted when officers opened fire on Smith. Culpepper says it was a frightening experience, but it could have been much worse.
All of a sudden, the bullets started flying and shooting, and I felt this thing hit me right here, and what it was, it ricocheted off of there, and it missed my eye, thank goodness.
Culpepper says he's grateful he wasn't hurt and is glad DA Griggers will be okay.
The Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department has made another arrest in an ongoing child pornography investigation. Christian Field was arrested yesterday at a local motel. According to Chief Deputy Ward Calhoun, a tip came into the Crime Stoppers line following WTOK airing CrimeNet this week. Calhoun says Field was working with Nathan Poe and Samantha Morgan, who were trying to sell sex with a minor. Calhoun says tools like CrimeNet are vital to certain cases.
He has a total bond of $80,000 on these 3 charges. He was one part of the investigation. 2 other individuals have been charged in the same investigation.
Samantha Morgan, Nathan Poe, and now Christian Field are all in jail. Special Olympic athletes heading indoors to take part in some friendly competition. Coming up in 14 minutes, we'll see just how much fun they had on this week's Feel Good Friday.
Now, Storm Team 11 weather with Chief Meteorologist Brian Hutton Jr.
And not a bad day for us today as temperatures warmed up nicely with ample sunshine out there. And we're going to keep our temperatures warming through the weekend as high temperatures get back above average starting tomorrow. And we look to be in the 70s as we head into your Sunday for the warmest we've been in about 10 to 12 days. We are looking to be dry now for just about the entirety of next week. We are watching a system possible late next week. For now, though, it doesn't look like at this point send showers in our direction. It will be a chilly evening if you are planning on heading out and about with clear skies. We will fall through the 40s. breeze as we head through the evening hours tonight. But again, warming is coming. Those details are in your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes. Lindsay?
Hey, Brian, thanks a lot. A Meridian native will become the next Chief Judge of the Mississippi Court of Appeals. Judge Kenny Griffiths Jr. will begin his service. He is administrative head of the Court of Appeals on January 2nd. He will take over for Chief Judge L. Joseph Lee, who will retire at the end of the year. Judge Griffiths is from Meridian and attended MCC and MSU Meridian. He currently lives in Ridgeland with his family.
The 7th annual Magnolia Marathon and Half Marathon will take place in Meridian tomorrow, with the race set to begin and end at Meridian City Hall. Around 230 runners from 24 states and a pair of international participants are set to hit the streets of the Queen City tomorrow. Athletes checked in this afternoon and received their goodie bags and welcome packets. They expect very good running conditions in the morning.
This is perfect running weather. It's going to be around 40 degrees at the start, which is a little chilly, but once the sun comes out, once our runners get a mile or two down the road, they'll start shedding their outer layers and they'll be perfect. It's a perfect day for a race.
Tomorrow's race gets underway at 7 a.m. and we'll have coverage tomorrow night.
Work has officially begun to rebuild a once popular playground in Meridian. Crews have been out demolishing Planet Playground today. Private donors and businesses have raised hundreds of thousands of dollars to build a new playground with handicapped accessible equipment. The park will be renamed Jenny's Place at Planet Playground after Jenny Knoll, who inspired the project. Bikers will reunite for a cause on Saturday in Meridian. Chunky River Harley-Davidson will host a Christmas toy run tomorrow from 11 o'clock until 2 in the afternoon. People can enter the run by donating a new unwrapped toy, canned food, or by donating money. Chili dog plates will also be on sale, and register to win door prizes. Toys and donations collected will go to the Cans for Kids ministry. A helicopter crashes into an Alabama river, and it apparently belonged to law enforcement.
But next, one U.S. Senate candidate hopes a big-name politician will help him get out the vote as he pays a visit to Mississippi this weekend. Now to news around Mississippi. One big name on the national scene will visit Jackson this weekend to support a candidate in the U.S. Senate race. U.S. Senator Kamala Harris of California will travel to Jackson this Saturday to campaign with U.S. Senate candidate Mike Espy. The two will focus on equal pay, health care, and other key issues that matter to women in Mississippi at a breakfast for Espy supporters. And on the other side, President Trump could visit the state again in support of Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith, but nothing has been confirmed at this point. Governor Phil Bryant outlined his budget priorities for the 2020 fiscal year, and pay raises for public school teachers is at the top of the list. The governor also wants to increase funding for public safety and protecting the state retirement system. His proposals do not call for any budget cuts. Mississippi's budget crunchers predict revenue to increase by 2.6%. Bryant recommends a $50 million pay raise for public school teachers spread over 2 years.
Prosecutors say a Harrison County woman was on a long drunk binge when her baby died after she left him in a hot car. Elizabeth Barhanovich pleaded guilty to manslaughter in the death of her 10-month-old Cash. She told the circuit court judge it was her fault. She was sentenced to 20 years in prison that will run consecutively to a 6-year sentence for an auto burglary conviction in Harrison County. Authorities say Barhanovich was using meth and Xanax when she left Cash in a car when he died. Now to news in Alabama. A law enforcement helicopter from Georgia has crashed into the Coosa River. The Federal Aviation Administration says the Bell 058 helicopter crashed around 1:15 p.m. near Clanton in Chilton County. It was not immediately known how many people were on board or whether there were casualties. The Chilton County Sheriff's Office confirmed the aircraft was used by law enforcement out of Georgia, but it was unclear which agency. The helicopter is believed to have hit a power line before the crash.
The stars were out in Huntsville for a groundbreaking for a new automobile plant. The Mazda Toyota Manufacturing USA plant will produce Toyota Corollas and a new crossover vehicle from Mazda. Work was halted at the construction site during the summer of 2018 to ensure that the spring pygmy sunfish, a threatened species of fish that lives nearby, would be protected. Several influential people spoke at the groundbreaking ceremony, including Governor Kay Ivey and U.S. Senator Doug Jones. A couple of turkeys can now breathe easily after a special ceremony at the governor's mansion in Alabama.
Plus, Special Olympians look to record some strikes and spares as they begin a bowling competition. It's all part of Feel Good Friday.
Temperatures continue warming as we head through the weekend. Your forecast is after a check of the rivers.
Now, Storm Team 11 weather with Chief Meteorologist Brian Hutton Jr.
And it has been a beautiful day for us across the area. Lots of sunshine, clear skies out there, and that's allowing us to drop off pretty quickly. Here's a live look over the campus of East Central Community College. Indicator on our off insurance sky cam. Again, a beautiful day today, and compared to where we've been this week, it felt very nice outside. We climbed to 65 degrees today. That's only 3 degrees shy of where we should be. And the first time this week we've actually been close to our normal high. We did start off below freezing this morning at Keyfield at 31. This should be the last morning for a while, though. We see temperatures anywhere really even near the freezing mark. 48 degrees current temperature at Keyfield. We were 54 last hour. Temperatures dropping quickly now that the sun is down. 51 in Philadelphia, 53 in Forest, 47 degrees in Butler. It's 44 degrees currently in Demopolis. Compared to this time yesterday, we though are running significantly warmer. We're between about 8 and 15 degrees warmer compared to 24 hours ago. And the air is fairly dry. Dew points are in the 40s. This is a little higher than yesterday, but that's still pretty dry air. That is allowing our temperatures to drop off very quickly for us this evening, and we are going to see that trend continue all the way into tomorrow morning. We'll start warming pretty rapidly. So the Southern Electric radar is quiet. No rain showers out there. We have had a few high clouds passing through today. That, though, is really about it. High pressure sitting in the northern Gulf of Mexico is in control of our weather now. Winds have been light from the west and southwest through the day around that area of high pressure, but it's also pumping southerly winds into portions of the southern plains where they're seeing a nice warm-up temperature still in the 50s and 60s in the parts of Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Oklahoma. That warm air will continue nudging our direction as we head through the weekend. And again, you can really tell how that sunshine and southerly winds have warmed up most of the deep south as we continue thawing out from the cold conditions we saw earlier this week. So what that means for us tomorrow morning, early in the morning, if you'll be out heading to the Magnolia Marathon or doing anything else early in the morning, we'll start off with perhaps an area or two of frost, but by 9 o'clock, we'll already be in the 50s area-wide. Lots of sunshine will warm us up nicely. We're looking to make it to the upper 60s across the board. Would not surprise me if one or two of us, some of our warmer spots, are able to make it to 70 tomorrow. If not, all of us, though, should get there on Sunday. We'll start off about 8 o'clock, near 50 degrees already. Through the afternoon hours, ample sunshine. We should all be able to climb easily into the lower 70s. And Sunday looks to be the warmest day of the next 7 before we get a dry cold front in here on Monday. So for us tonight, it's still going to be a cold one, but we don't have any of the freeze concerns, especially for us as we head through the night tonight. We'll be down to 35 degrees with those clear skies. Winds will be calm through the night tonight. Working through your Saturday, 69 degrees. That is actually above average, and for the first time in about 9 days or so, we'll finally be back above average. We'll be there also on Sunday in your BMW Meridian drive to the weekend forecast of 72. Cold front Monday brings a few clouds around and then knocks temperatures down to the lower 60s for Tuesday and Wednesday. We start warming again to the upper 60s Thursday and Friday. For now, we do look to remain dry, so great news if you are traveling for Thanksgiving or family are traveling here for Thanksgiving. The weather is going to cooperate. No weather delays for us. And finally, a more seasonal forecast after this very cold week.
That is a good-looking weekend right there.
Great for football tonight and for the games tomorrow as well. Wow.
Yeah, football looking fantastic.
Well, all right. Thanks a lot, Brian.
All right.
And, of course, it is finally getting warmer outside after an early start of the freezing weather we had this week.
Yes, and we've got some stories to warm your heart leading into the weekend as well. It's time for Feel Good Friday. Today is a special day for some students in our area as they met up at family bowl lanes for the Special Olympics.
This event gives special needs students a chance to show off their skills. Christina Randall tells us how this event helps these students grow.
The Special Olympics of Mississippi Area 5 kicked off today. It is the first of the 3-day bowling event. Area 5 covers Lauderdale, Kemper, Newton, and Clark counties. This year, Katie Bergen was asked to set up the event.
I train a couple different athletes that are adaptive athletes, and it was kind of a natural fit, and when they asked me, it's something that I just couldn't turn down.
Chloe, a student, looks forward to the Special Olympics every year.
Are you guys having fun?
Yes.
Bergen says these students deserve to show off their skills and be a part of sports just as much as any other child.
They just want an opportunity to play sports just like every other kid. So if we can provide that and then, of course, provide something for those kids as they get out of high school, then we need to. So any chance they can be active and get outside their walls is great.
In Meridian, Christina Randall, News Center 11.
And this year, because it was so cold, everyone decided to bring the Special Olympics inside. Bergen hopes in the spring it will be warm enough for outdoor sports like track.
Newton County Academy's 4th grade class spent the past couple of weeks thinking about other people. Students in Haley Reed's class collected canned goods and brought in more than 100 cans to help people at Thanksgiving. The cans have been donated to the Lauderdale Baptist Association in Marion to be shared with local families.
And an Alabama Thanksgiving tradition continues as Governor Kay Ivey pardons 2 turkeys for the holiday. The 69th annual turkey pardoning took place at the governor's mansion in Montgomery. This year's 2 participants, Clyde and Henrietta, come from the Bates family farm in Greenville, Alabama. The Bates family has been providing the pardoning event with birds since 1949. If Brian was on the set, I would have a joke for that, but we'll pass, and here's Chris.
I think we're above that.
Yes, we are.
Well, coming up, we're going to look at some of the high school football playoff games we're keeping an eye on this Friday night. We're kicking off a new sports show tonight here on WTOK, getting ready for the first Fast Break Friday of the year. Coming up next in sports.
Now, News Center 11 Sports with Chris Turner.
Tonight begins a new chapter in our News Center 11 sports coverage, the first edition of Fast Break Friday coming your way tonight at 10. We're going to have highlights and scores from tonight's basketball action across East Mississippi and West Alabama. We'll also discuss some of the headlines from that this week and what was prep hoops across the Twin States. Not a whole lot of action in our area tonight, but here's some of the highlights and scores you'll see tonight on the first episode of Fast Break Friday. Our Fast Break Friday game of the night is in Decatur. Doubleheader underway at Newton County High School between the Cougars and the Union Yellow Jackets. Choctaw Central at home tonight with Hazelhurst in town. Enterprise driving down to Bay Springs for a public-private school clash with Silva Bay Academy. Over in West Alabama, Sumter Central will face Paul W. Bryant. Not quite done with high school football just yet. Several teams in East Mississippi and West Alabama still alive in the hunt for state championships. After tonight's action in the Magnolia State, we'll have our North and South State matchups set across all classifications. We'll have highlights and updates from these games tonight at 10. The playoff action we're keeping tabs on includes West Lauderdale, Scott Central, and Louisville all traveling. Nanawaya hosting Stringer. Philly has a road rematch with Calhoun City over in Alabama. Demopolis facing Pleasant Grove, Marengo, Thomasville, and Linden all in action. You can sleep in for this week's college football. I won't judge you. No one else will either. You're not missing much. Alabama plays the Citadel at 11 a.m. Arkansas visiting Mississippi State. The rivalry in Dixie between Southern Miss and Louisiana Tech kicks off 2:30 from the Rock. Ole Miss and Vanderbilt tee it up from Nashville at 6:30. West Alabama has its first-round playoff game. They are at Bowie State. 1 p.m. kick tomorrow. And the Soul Bowl between Alcorn and Jackson State. Big SWAC game. Could decide a division winner. MVSU and Idabina against Alabama A&M. Through a week or so in the new college basketball season, Mississippi State has made a pretty impressive case as a dark horse contender for the SEC title. The Bulldogs have put together dominant wins against Austin Peay and Hartford to open the year. Even through 2 games, Ben Howland says this team is still far from perfect.
We've got to do a better job not allowing second shots. And that's going to be a big thing moving forward because we are playing small. And we start with your 6'1" and 6-foot guards. Now, Nick plays way bigger than he is because of his heart and his toughness and his strength and his athleticism. But, bottom line is we got to get in there and get rebounds and keep them off the glass.
Mississippi State currently has 4 players averaging double digits to start the season. You'll see them in action tonight. Some Friday college basketball action going on, some already done. Alabama played in the Charleston Classic. Nice win, downing Ball State 79-61. Ole Miss is up at Hinkey Fieldhouse facing off against the Butler Bulldogs. Mississippi State at home facing Long Beach State. Your fishing game forecast sponsored by the Vein Clinic at Meridian Plastic Surgery. Your peak times for wildlife activity 9:20 a.m. and 9:40 p.m. So we are not done with high school football. We're still going to have football for you tonight, but basketball is the new flavor of the month, and we're going to hopefully get rolling once the schedule gets picking up here soon.
Looking forward to that, Chris. Thanks a whole lot. Well, young students are learning about physical fitness today. Next,
how they had fun under the lights at Newton County Elementary School.
And one final check of your 7-day forecast is after the break.
Elementary school in Decatur was filled with glow sticks and neon lights today. The students got a break from the classroom to get exercise. The Cougar Dash Run, the event serves as a fundraiser to improve the school life of the children This was the first year for the run, and the school hopes to do it again next year. School officials say having the run is a fun way for students to learn about the importance of physical fitness.
It's a focus here at school because there's direct research that shows if a student is more physically fit, they're going to do better in the classroom, not just classroom, but home as well. In today's society, kids are not quite as active as used to be, so we take advantage of any opportunity at school to teach that and have kids be more active at school.
The school raised $16,000 with the Cougar Dash run exceeding its $10,000 goal. Man, any outside plans like Candace going to Starkville tomorrow? Looks fantastic, right?
It does. Are you sitting inside tomorrow?
Outside plans.
Are you sitting inside tomorrow?
Oh, no. I'm going to be outside somewhere.
Oh, yeah, beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful tomorrow. 69 degrees for us. We'll be a chilly start starting in the 30s, rebounding near 70. We all get into the 70s on Sunday. Dry cold for Monday knocks highs down to the 60s as we head towards Thanksgiving, but we'll stay dry all week.
All right, and we welcome all our marathoners to town, too.
Yeah, that's right. All right, thanks a lot for joining us. Be sure to join us again right here for News Center 11 at 10 o'clock tonight.